All right, let's cut right to it. We're going to talk about training, but not in the way you're used to. Forget the noise, forget all the conflicting advice. Today is about the 80-20 of sports science, the few core ideas that give you almost all of your results. We're going to build a super simple but really powerful framework so you can finally train smarter, not just harder. Let's get into it. So, does this sound familiar? You show up, you put in the work, you're sweating, you're doing everything you're supposed to do, but nothing's changing. The numbers on the bar are stuck. You feel like you're just spinning your wheels. It's that dreaded plateau. And honestly, it is one of the most frustrating things in fitness. But here's the thing. It's not a wall. It's really just a puzzle. And today, we're going to give you the key to solve it. So, what's the big secret? How do you actually break through that plateau? Well, it all comes down to one single concept. And you might be surprised to hear, it has way less to do with what you're doing in the gym and everything to do with what happens after you leave. You really need to think about your workout as a signal, a message you're sending to your body. You're not actually building muscle during that last tough rep. No way. You're actually literally tearing it down. You're telling your body, hey, things just got really tough out here. You better get ready for this to happen again. The real magic, the actual growth, happens later when you're resting. Now, this whole process has a kind of fancy scientific name, supercompensation. But all it really is a rebound effect. Think about it like this. Your body repairs the damage from the workout, but it doesn't just patch the holes back to where they were. It says, nope, not good enough, and it reinforces the wall, making it stronger than it was before. That little overshoot past your old starting point, that is where all your progress comes from. It's everything. So it's basically this simple 4-step cycle. First, you apply stress. That's your workout. That leads to step 2, fatigue. Your performance actually goes down a bit. Then, and this is the crucial part, step 3, you recover. You rest, you eat. Only then do you get to step 4, adaptation, where you get stronger. Now, here's where so many people mess up. They go from step 2, fatigue, and they just jump right back to step 1 and apply more stress. But if you skip step 3, you never get to step 4. You never adapt. You just dig yourself into a deeper and deeper hole of fatigue. Okay, so we get it. We need to apply stress to make our bodies adapt. But to apply the right kind of stress, you first have to know how your body is actually fueling the work. You got to think of your body like a really advanced hybrid car. It doesn't just have one big gas tank. It's got 3 totally separate energy engines, each for a different job. And how many of these engines are we talking about? Well, it all comes down to this number right here, 3. You have 3 distinct power systems inside you, and each one is designed for a completely different kind of activity. Knowing which engine you're trying to use, well, that's the whole game. Okay, engine number 1. This is your rocket fuel, your explosive, instant power system. We're talking about all-out effort that lasts for maybe 10 seconds tops. Think about a huge, heavy deadlift for 1 rep, or jumping as high as you possibly can. It's pure, raw power, but it burns out in a flash. So what happens when you need to go hard for more than just a few seconds? That's when engine number 2 kicks in. This is your power burst engine. It fuels really intense work for anywhere from, say, 30 seconds up to 2 minutes. You know that feeling when you're sprinting 400 meters or doing a really tough set of 15 squats and you get that deep, intense muscle burn? Yep. You've just met engine number 2. And finally, we've got engine 3, the long-haul engine, your aerobic system. This thing uses oxygen to provide steady, sustained energy for pretty much any activity that lasts more than a couple of minutes. It might not be explosive, but its gas tank is practically bottomless. And here's the thing that most people miss. This is also your recovery engine. It's what rebuilds your energy between those hard efforts. A strong aerobic engine is the foundation for absolutely everything else. Now, here's where it gets really interesting, how these energy systems connect to your goals. And it brings us to our next big idea, the specificity principle, which, put simply, just means you get good at exactly what you train for. No surprises. I mean, just look at this. It lays it out perfectly. You want to build raw strength? You have to target that first engine. With super heavy weights, very few reps, and lots of rest in between, you have to let that explosive energy come back. But if you want to build endurance, you got to train that third engine with lighter weights, higher reps, and way shorter rest. See how they're basically opposites? It's because the goals are different and the engines you're using are different. You get exactly what you train for. But there's a dark side to this. What happens when we get that formula wrong? When we just keep piling on the stress without enough recovery? Well, your progress doesn't just stop. It actually starts going backwards. And this is the very real danger of overtraining. This quote from the research really nails it. Overtraining isn't just feeling sore after a tough workout. It's a chronic, long-term state that happens when the stress you're putting on your body constantly outruns your ability to recover from it. You're not building yourself up anymore. You're just breaking yourself down day after day. So what are the warning signs? I mean, how do you know? Your body will tell you, loud and clear. Just look at this list. Physically, your performance in the gym will actually start to drop. You'll feel this deep fatigue that even a good night's sleep can't seem to fix. You might get sick more often. Mentally, you could be moody, irritable, have zero motivation to even go to the gym. Listen, these are not signs of weakness. They are your body's check engine light screaming at the recovery tank is on empty. And that brings us to the final and maybe most important piece of the puzzle, the one master skill that controls all your long-term progress and separates the people who succeed from the people who just burn out. And that is mastering the art of recovery. Look, if you remember only one single thing from our chat today, please make it this equation. Stress plus recovery equals adaptation. That's it. That's the unbreakable formula for all physical progress. Stress is the question you ask your body. Recovery is the time you give your body to figure out the answer. And adaptation, that's the result. That's the stronger, faster, better version of you. So many of us just keep asking the question over and over and over without ever pausing long enough to get the answer. This table here makes it super practical. I mean, look at the difference in these timelines. Your explosive energy for your next heavy set, that comes back in just a few minutes. But refilling your muscle's actual fuel tank, that can take up to 2 days. And the deep repair of your muscle tissue, the thing that actually makes you stronger, we're talking 48, 72 hours, sometimes even longer. This is the actual science behind why you can't and you shouldn't smash the same muscles hard every single day. Real growth happens on your days off. So I'm going to leave you with this question to think about. Are you just exercising, or are you truly training? Because see, exercising is just applying stress. It's going to the gym, it's moving, it's sweating. Anyone can do that. But training is the intelligent, deliberate management of this entire cycle. It's applying the right stress for the right goal, and then, crucially, pairing it with the right recovery to force your body to adapt. Now you've got the framework. Now you can make that shift.